style is not in service at this time.
How are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today has been so great so far. I went into town because I had a Specsavers appointment to get my contact lenses checked. All is good, and I got to go into my favourite secondhand bookshop, and I also got to go to the library. I got some library books, I bought some books, and I went into Costa, had a cappuccino and read for a while. I had a really lovely morning, and I'm going to show you everything that I got. So chuffed with it. I'm going to start by showing you the library books. This is my favourite bag, by the way. It's a tote by Kath Kidson. Got it on eBay, of course, because I get so much stuff secondhand. I have wanted to get some graphic novels for a while, just because they're so easy to flip through and they're really fun. Something about me, I love Marvel, I love Star Trek, I love Star Wars, I love graphic novels, and I don't have any, so I've really wanted to dip my toe into that genre, but I haven't purchased anything yet. I did have a look at graphic novels at my favourite secondhand bookshop, Michael Moon's, but they didn't have any. I did speak to the guy in the shop, and he said that usually when they do get them, they go really quick, as you can imagine. So, but I got some from the library, so I will show you what I got. Starting off, DC Wonder Woman. This looks so good. Working with Harley Quinn. Wow. A global guardian and protector of peace. Follow Wonder Woman on a host of adventures, taking her across the entire DC universe as she works to accomplish her mission of protecting society and guiding us toward the future. Watch as she teams up with Harley Quinn to take down a crime boss in Gotham, rescues Lois Lane from an expedition gone wrong. Ori on K2, AWRY. I don't know how to say that word, I've never come across it before. On K2, and battles an alien beast in Gorilla City. Wherever someone is in danger, Wonder Woman will always be there to restore peace to the world. And it goes on to show a little bit more, but this looks really great. A really good, quick, easy read. Can't wait to read this. And then I also got, this was like a last spare minute one, Green Lantern. I'm not necessarily interested in Green Lantern as a superhero, but I did watch the movie not that long ago, and it wasn't that bad. It was more just the effects were terrible, and I actually got to see it in the cinema when it first came out years ago. I actually got to see it during a school trip, and it was so funny because it was a geography trip, one of those weird ones where you go and talk about different types of buildings in the area, like suburban, urban, density, that kind of thing. Anyway, we got I think it was 2 hours of shopping or something like that, and a load of us went to go see the Green Lantern movie, and at the time I didn't really know much at all about Green Lantern, but I thought the movie was entertaining anyway. And it was only later I realised they got so many bad reviews. And yeah, I watched it recently, and yeah, it was like, the effects weren't that great, the writing could have been a lot better, but you know what, I was entertained. So I got the graphic novel comic. This is basically just for fun, so I'm going to read this, see how it is. It's a graphic novel, so it's a silly fun time. And one that really caught my eye is this, username Evie by Joe Sugg. Like anyone who feels they don't fit in, Evie dreams of a place of safety. When times are tough, all she wants is a chance to escape from reality and be herself. But unknown to Evie, her beloved father has been working tirelessly to create a virtual ideal just for her, and life as she knows it is about to be altered forever. Could this be the perfect world Evie has longed for, or does the hardest journey still lie ahead? Looks interesting, and I really wanted to read it, it's different, it's fun, so we'll see how it goes. Barely anyone has taken this out since it came into the library, and the library didn't actually have many graphic novels at all, so when I go back, I don't think there's going to be many for me to choose from, but nevertheless, I'm happy with what I got. And now we move on to the fun stuff. This was so great. Starting off with some boring things, I got ice trays for 50p in a charity shop. And something that is really sweet and adorable that I found is this little oregano pot for 50p. 50p for this hand-painted lovely thing. I was thinking I could put oregano in it, but more likely I might end up putting sugar in it for teas and sugar. It's a lovely little thing, and I'm so happy that I found it. Now we move on to the books I got from Michael Moon. Guess how much? Guess how much it cost me to get these? £13 for all of these. 2 of which are brand new. One that was fun and I've seen a few times in the shop but I've never really picked it up just yet is Moriarty's Police Law. This looks really cool. It basically just goes through police law. Takes you through multiple types of law involving crime, proof of criminal intent, motive, crime and offence, classification of crime. Yeah, it's basically just a list of laws regarding police law. So I am going to read this. I am very fascinated by it and hopefully I'll learn something from it, and it's a really cool little addition. I'm absolutely going to pick this apart in one of my academia bookish vlogs. I don't know if I'm going to include this snippet in a academia bookish vlog, or I might just do this as itself. I'll decide later on, but anyway, very happy that I finally got this. This was £4, and I got a classic, The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandra Dumas, a Penguin classic, for £3, and this thing is huge. Yeah, it's 1,200 pages. Honestly, why do I do this to myself? Why do I always pick up the classics that not cost so much, that are just so long? But nevertheless, I'm happy I have it. I really like classics. I actually enjoy reading them, so I'm excited to well and truly enjoy this. And I got some indie published books that actually look really interesting. They're by Andy Maslin, crime novels. This is really a lovely edition, and this was only £3. So we have Hit and Done. Detective Inspector Stella Cole has almost completed her bloody quest to avenge the hit and run killings of her husband and daughter. Only one member of the legal conspiracy who murdered them remains, her boss. Detective Chief Superintendent Superintendent Adam Collier is not going to go down without a fight, even if it means having Stella sectioned and trying for the 3rd time to murder her. The non-stop action switches from London to Canada to Ojibwe Reservation and Chicago before the final bloody climax in a frozen Minnesota. Very, very interesting, and I love indie books. Are just so nice. I know that they're like technically cheap, but I love them. I think they have a really nice feel compared to, you know, like traditionally published books. That's maybe really like what's the word, hypocritical. That's it. It's probably quite hypocritical. I can't talk today. Probably very hypocritical for me to say that, considering I have tried to be traditionally published. But anyway, the other book we have, again by Andy Maslin, is Death Wears a Golden Cloak. This looked really interesting. I read this in the shop. A Church of Sweden priest finds a young woman lying dead on the altar. She is wearing her wedding dress and bears no signs of violence. Now working full-time in Sweden, after threats against her remaining family forced her to leave Britain, D.I. Stella Cole must find the serial killer before he claims more lives. This is part of like this series apparently. I don't know like what order they're in, but I imagine it doesn't necessarily matter which order you read them in. But yeah, let's look at all of the books together that we got from today. This is a gorgeous looking book pile, if you ask me. Absolutely stunning. Can't wait to read these. Very, very happy with the day. I do not know if I'm going to put this in a regular bookish vlog or an academia bookish vlog. We will see. So at some point you will see this clip and you will see the books that I got. So happy with these, and we'll see what I pick up in the following videos, I suppose. Hello again. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about like what we're gonna do in this academia full vlog. Obviously it's just like a regular bookish vlog, but we're gonna look at my non-fiction reads and we're going to dive into those. As a few of you know, I've gotten up to like page 101 of my Alan Turing The Enigma book. There we are. And I do really want to make like a significant dent in this book. I feel like I've been reading it for a while. Obviously, because I'm annotating and underlining, it does take longer, but I would absolutely love to get halfway through this. I mean, that is quite a task. We're talking, yeah, like 250 pages of annotating and tabbing. So that is a lot, but we'll see. Honestly, I might just get up to page 200 and then call it at that. But either way, I want to do as much as I can of this. And for the rest of like the vlog, obviously I'm gonna be doing a bit of writing right now. The word count is sitting at 66,101 words, and I am on chapter 11 of book number 2 in the Heir of Andromeda series. I think this book is going to be longer than the first one. Usually that is how things go, apparently, when it comes to books in series. I remember when I first started writing this, that thought really stressed me out, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, what if it's going to be like 600, 700 pages long? But you know, at the end of the day, the important thing is that the book reads how I want it to, and it portrays the story in the way that I feel is best. I'm excited to do some more writing, no matter how much or how little that is. I'm feeling quite inspired with that, so I'm excited about that. And I do have some more bullet journaling that I need to do. I have done a few weeks worth of like weekly spreads, but I think I want to do another spread for my October wrap up, because I really enjoyed doing it last month. I thought that was a really fun way to kind of like sum up the reading month, and I think I want to do that again. I still really want to read The Secret History, but that will obviously be not in an academic bookish vlog, because this is non-fiction studying and reading. So I think I might do a separate page for The Secret History. I don't think I'll be doing that in this video, it'll be in my other one. But in terms of other things that we can look at for my studies, so to speak, obviously, as you know, I bought Moriarty's Police Law, the 23rd edition, 1976. I don't think I'm going to be getting into that. I did say a while ago about how I bought notepads to deeply go into my book that covers the history of English literature, and I am still thinking about that, but honestly guys, I hate being so indecisive as I am. Let me just pull this out. This is definitely like one of my favorite books. I love it so much, and I do really enjoy how it reads as well. But the thing is that it's gonna take me so long writing down each paragraph and chasing the references. Like, it's gonna take me probably years to do that, and I just want to read the book. I just want to read it. I've read 82 pages of it so far. I know I can finish it. I know that's not what I meant. I know I can keep reading it as it is. I don't need to annotate it and underline it in order to understand what I'm reading, although that is like a big part in how I learn information, because there's already stuff from this that I can recall and I think is brilliant. So I know I'm going back and forth with all of this, but you'll just have to bear with me, because I very much am the kind of person where I know what will work for me at the time and not necessarily like always in the future, you know what I mean? Maybe, maybe not. So I think I might read a little bit more of this. And I do have my Science for the Citizen book that I've spoken about, but I haven't shown that. So I think, you know, sometimes I really wish that someone could just give me like, you know, a timetable that you got in high school saying, right, you're going to study this at this time and then this at this time. Sometimes I wish someone would do that for me, because that way I could actually make a decision and I wouldn't be in this predicament. I'm not in the mood to read the books that I'm looking at right now. I don't think I'm in the right mindset for Science of the Citizen, and I've been underlining and tabbing that. I have another book that I bought which is all about Charles Dickens, and this is like, again, a really gorgeous book that I do want to tab and annotate, and I will, but in my head I want to finish reading my Alan Turing book before I dive into another tabbing and annotating project like this. So I think I'm going to be reading this. I'm essentially going to be studying English lit for the rest of my life because I'm a writer and I love it so much. I'm never ever going to have a career change at this point because I care so much about my work, so much. So I think I'm just going to read this as it is, and any extra studies that I want to do in English, I will tell you when that is and what I am specifically studying, but for now I just need to read this. I really want to. So I think that is what we have for plans for this vlog. I hope that sits okay with you. If you want to specifically see other books of mine in these videos, like if you're really interested in my reading of Science of the Citizen or Winston Churchill that I've looked at in the past, or Charles Dickens, as you may have currently seen in my other academic bookish vlogs, I do study biology as well. I love that. I will obviously continue to do that because I have books on microbiology, a book on microbiology that I really want to read and take apart, but obviously I need to have a basic understanding of biology before I do that. So that's that. I hope all of that makes sense, and I'm going to do a bit of writing and then we will get into reading once again. Hello, I'm back again. I realised that I didn't put my camera batteries on charge the other day, which is really annoying. So now I'm waiting for both of them to charge, and I wasn't able to film with my camera my writing. But anyway, just giving you a little update. I've written 487 words today so far. I think I'm gonna get going. I think I'm gonna do like a little bit more, but again, like, I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I recently read that self-imposed limitations and deadlines is one of the biggest faults when it comes to self-published authors, and to be honest, that was something that I very much was aware of before I even started this process. I knew I wasn't going to put self-imposed deadlines or limitations on my own work because this is essentially my creative my biggest creative outlet, and if I'm not enjoying myself while I am doing this, then there's a good chance that the reader isn't going to enjoy reading it. I'm just taking it all one step at a time. As you know, I'm sure I've said this kind of thing before, but I'm having a really good time. I am sinking my head back into the book, back into the plot. There are like a number of relatively large plots like going on in the second book, so I am having to like go back to my notes, check things before I continue like writing another section. So there's a lot of back and forth doing research, and I know for a fact that there's going to be a lot of editing in this book, which isn't a bad thing, you know. It's a good thing because it means that everything's going to be tip-top for the reader, and I am excited about it, and I feel like I'm starting to really get hold of it, because sometimes when I stop writing for a while, I can forget why this book is good, but when I'm writing, I know why it's good because it's all fresh in my head and I'm in it, I'm doing it. Hopefully you know what I mean. The point in this update was for me to say I don't think I'm going to have like specifically filmed my writing, but once my camera batteries are charged, I will be doing reading of Alan Turing. Yeah, I just wanted to give you a little update on that. I haven't ate anything yet today, so I really need to get on that. But I need to go and buy milk because I need a cup of tea with my food. While my camera batteries are on charge, I think I'm going to walk around to the corner shop, get some milk, come back, have some food and a cup of tea, carry on. Okay, so switching up the angle a tiny bit. I went to the shop, got milk, I've had food. Hearing noises in my house, it really stresses me out. Yeah, so I've decided at 487 words I'm going to leave that for now. I'm starting to struggle a little bit mentally, so I think I'm just gonna stop while things are looking good on the page, and I just started a section that will be a really good lift-off point for when I next open up my document and can continue writing. So I am now going to get into reading, which honestly I am really happy about because I am ready to just zone out but zone in to my book, because like I've said, I'm starting to struggle a little bit up here, and reading definitely helps me cope. Something I wanted to mention really quickly was that I have like a number of writing projects, not loads, but I have the Heir of Andromeda book 2, obviously, that I'm writing. That is my most pressing project, I would say. And then I have another project which we will call Freckles, that is just kind of for fun. I'm just kind of playing around with something there. I have another project which we will call, gosh, I don't even know, Mirror. Let's call it Mirror. And then I have another one which I haven't started yet, but it's in my head. So in total 4, I think, 4 like that I'm thinking of, like actively thinking of. I'm not multitasking them all the time because that would just be way too confusing for my brain. And like I say, the most important book that I'm focusing on right now is Heir of Andromeda 2. So I only pick up like other projects, specifically Freckles or Mirror, like over the weekend if I'm just feeling inspired and I want to do a little something, because writing comes really naturally to me. I really enjoy putting words down on paper. It's not terribly difficult, and even if I'm having a bad day, I can still write. I don't really suffer from writer's block. I more just have like times when I'm struggling with me, like I'm struggling with my mental health or my physical health, so I don't write. you know, that's just kind of like a given. It's like if someone works from home and they don't feel very well, they may not perform as well as they usually would. You know, it's just that sort of idea. So writing is something that I really enjoy doing, even on the weekends. When my health wasn't so much of an issue as it is right now, like a couple of years ago, when I was writing the first book, In the Air of Andromeda, I was writing Monday to Friday for like 3 or 4 hours a day, and it was honestly like the best year of my life. I had such a wonderful time, and I do want to go through all of that again. I want to get to that point where I am writing that much, and then in the evenings I was reading, so it was a fantastic time. But I am grateful for the little that I can still do. That's that. I think that's like more or less everything that I wanted to say. Might open up my other documents sometime in the future and maybe talk about them a little bit, but I'm more, like I said, focusing on, I suppose we could call it FOA too. So yeah, I'm focusing on that, and I'm ready to get reading. Very much ready to read. I'm feeling quite tired today. I need to do like some steps this evening though, because I'm really like behind on my fitness game. So I don't necessarily like have specific goals. I just like to make sure that I move my body as often as I can, because it's really good for my chronic illness. The more stagnant, is that the right word? Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, we'll just go with it. The more stagnant I am, then the more I feel unwell. So the more I exercise, the better, really. Obviously within reason. So I'm gonna read this bad boy, dive into it head first, enjoy myself, and I'll talk to you when I have an update of sorts. Wow, like I knew I looked crazy today, but now seeing it on camera. Okay, you know what? Never mind. It's a few days later. I honestly haven't done as much in my book as I wanted to, but it's still, you know, it's still looking pretty good in my opinion. I am, oh dear.
Cup of tea.
I would have really liked to have done more by now, but I am going to be reading this all day and I am very excited about it. It is late in the afternoon, it's like 3:20. I slept terribly last night, which you can probably see. Also, today's ensemble is the most dramatic I have ever dressed. I'm unlocking a new style, or you could say a new era of my fashion, and I absolutely love it. I don't even know if you can no, you can't really see from there, but I'm wearing a skirt. I will show you like a better view of my outfit, because right now I probably just look absolutely insane. I just got some more stickers in the post from my favorite sticker shop, the Artista shop. Yeah, for some reason I always really struggle to like say the name of her shop. Oh wait, is this an actual sticker? No way. Or is it just printed on like yellow paper? Do you see what I mean? Am I just gonna like ruin this piece of paper? Don't even know. It feels like it's supposed to be a sticker, but maybe all of my instincts are wrong right now. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it as is. The Artista shop. I love her stickers so much. I showed you the breakfast sheet that I got a while ago in a few other vlogs, I'm not sure which one, but I just got her autumn one. How flipping gorgeous is that? Also I fake tan the other night, so excuse that. I'm still getting the hang of it again. I haven't fake tanned in like 4 or 5 months. I just hadn't gotten around to doing it, and also, yeah, I was running low on fake tan, and when I run low on fake tan, I want to make sure like I have a backup in case I'm like mid tanning and I run out and then I've not done my whole body. You don't want that to happen. Absolutely love these. These are gorgeous, and I have a load of her other ones saved. I love her food drawings specifically. I think they look so good. So I am absolutely going to be enjoying popping these in my journal somehow, in some way. Love her shop so much, and I think she's probably just going to be like my all-time favorite for a very long time. Oh, she's got like a few tiny ones as well, which is really nice. Oh, I just can't stop staring at it. I absolutely love it. Right, so plans for the day, maybe look a tad more presentable, or just make this outfit actually look like an outfit. Have my tea, and I'm going to read more of this. I doubt I'm going to get to where I wanted to, like where I said in the start of this vlog, but I still feel like I've made significant progress. I really hope that that's like okay for you guys, and it's not like disappointing when I don't always do the goals that I set out in the videos. If it is, just be honest and tell me, because I always want to make sure that you enjoy what you're watching. So yeah, that's it basically. I'm gonna read, take you with me, and I'll talk to you when I have another update. Okay folks, I was right. Look at that. That is a sticker. Oh my goodness, I love that. So I'm going to put this in my own journal for sure, because Bayan, which is her name by the way, Bayan, I don't know why I didn't even see that before, she does the best stickers ever. So this is going to go in my journal somewhere. I'm not quite sure where exactly, but we will definitely find a place for that. because she is so deserving of all of your business, so please check her out. Be Artista Shop by Bayan. Love her stickers. New day, but I'm wearing the same shirt. So yesterday I did do a good amount of reading, not like too much. This is what we're looking at. Still pretty good. Like, I'm still happy with the progress and I'm still loving my time. I thought we would talk a little bit about Alan Turing and what I've been reading. Some amazing things. Honestly, every time I pick up this book, I feel like I know him personally, and that's a really nice experience, and absolutely, like, hands down to the author, because he has seriously done his research. Alan is in Cambridge. He is doing very well, and he got invited to this incredible event. What's it called again? He got invited to the Moral Science Club, and in that club involved many famous scientific names that you've heard of, like Schrödinger was there. Also, who else do we have? I think he got to speak with Gödel as well, who brought up and there was also a man called Hilbert, I don't know if that's like his first name or his surname, but he got to talk to him. Basically, Alan's insights really impressed them, as well as his understanding of complex mathematical theories and questions, as well as quantum physics. And he was doing really well in college. Yeah, I've underlined here, the deadline for his submission was the 6th of December, but Alan handed it in a month early and was ready for the next step. He was very ahead of his studies, and he was just well and truly invested in maths. It was his life, and he couldn't think, live or breathe for anything else. This book has required a lot of concentration over the last couple of days, because the author goes into depth of these different theories, and he talks about Russell's paradox and the issues with that, of which Alan was studying. And you do have to really concentrate to make sure that you understand exactly the point Alan was trying to investigate and understand. He's looking for the truth with numbers, basically, and that is a huge question. And not only he's looking for the truth with numbers, a number of other scientists are looking for that as well. After working with such mathematicians and examining their questions, pondering their questions, and trying to work out where they were getting at, Alan eventually came up with his thing. that we remember him for. Yeah, I'll read this little section. It may take a minute, but it's definitely interesting. Alan continued work in group theory in 1935. He also thought of working in quantum mechanics and approached R.H. Fowler, professor of mathematical physics, for a suitable problem to work on. Fowler suggested trying to explain the dielectric constant of water, one of his favourite research topics, but Alan made no progress. And this problem, as indeed the whole field of mathematical physics, which offered so much to attract the ambitious young mathematicians of the 1930s, was put aside, for he had seen something new, something at the centre of mathematics, something at his centre. It owed almost nothing to the Tripos. It used only the commonest in nature. It was profoundly ordinary, and yet led to a spectacular idea. It had become his habit to run long distances in the afternoon, along the river and elsewhere, even as far as Ely. It was at Grantchester, so he said later, lying in the meadow, that he saw how to answer Hilbert's third question. It must have been in the early of summer in 1935. By a mechanical process, Newman had said. So Alan Turing dreamed of machines. I really loved reading this point in the book. It was quite something. So interesting. I am definitely invested in Alan's story. Obviously, I do know it quite well. I have looked at Alan Turing a decent amount in the past. I think he was a really fascinating person, and I am one of the reasons why I decided to purchase this book so many years ago and read it in such a way. I'm only on page 126, and I really wanted to do so much more in this video, but I don't have time, and I need to upload this video. I'm not necessarily in a book slump, but right now it's really hard for me to force myself to read, and I think that has been a problem over the last few days. But I have said before, you should never rush a reading process to a certain degree, but I am trying to still get into the habit of self-discipline when it comes to this, because I view this as my work as well as my writing. Reading is such an important part of my life, and yeah, it's important for me to try and do it as much as I can. Even if I'm not feeling up to it, it is worth more than that. Like I've said, it is my work. It means a lot to me. Thank you for watching this video. You guys are amazing if you have made it this far. I love you so much. You guys have been so supportive in my YouTube journey, and there's been a number of new folks who have turned up. I'm so happy to have you here. If this is the first time watching one of my videos and you like the vibe and how these videos are turning out, feel free to subscribe, because of course I would love to see you again. You mean a lot to me. Just having you here for the first time, I'm very, very grateful. Make sure you check out my other social media on Twitter, Instagram. I'm also on Pinterest, where you can see in detail more cozy aspects of my life. Thank you so much for watching this. I love you to the moon and back, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.